young man Kev. Shalom, young man Jeremiah. Shalom, sis. She, and kids. Shalom, Black Dazzle, Lord in Christ. Um, young man Davion, shalom to you also. So let's get what I want. What happened? What's been happening? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Well, I spoke about it a little bit about what's going on with what happens on these holidays, and what ends up happening is pain and suffering and death when you look at Black and Hispanic people. That's what happens during these times, and this is supposed to be the best season according to America of the year, the best holiday season, in a time where families get together and people love one another, and it's supposed to be such of a warm time and a moving time, and the only thing that is moving is the devil on earth. Right. The only thing that is happening is brothers and sisters are hurting one another, getting into fights and arguments and unaliving one another. And these are supposed to be people that are family. And you're doing this on this day, whatever day it may be. You can look up any day is a bad day for us that we're not supposed to be celebrating. I don't care if it's a birthday, if it's Valentine's Day, if it's Easter, it does not matter. Any of these days that we celebrate in our ignorance, it always turns out bad. You'll hear a story, and because we love our people so much, we don't want to see these things happen. But sometimes I just itch to say, well, tomorrow, the day after, you'll hear about it. And it's not something that I would wish on my people. It's not something that I would want to hear, but it is a reality. It has been a reality of our lives. We've seen this with our own eyes. Many of us have experienced this, where it's supposed to be a good time. Hell, at a funeral, Black and brown people can't get along. You know what I mean? Many of us have experienced this. We have experienced, something awful happen. Somebody loses their life on a birthday. This is supposed to be a celebration of life. But according to God, we're not supposed to be doing it anyway. So we're out here thinking that we have protection of God when we don't even have any protection. We don't even have the protection of the Lord. If you could pull me what I want. Well, I'll go to one of our bedrock scriptures, right? Give me a lack of knowledge, Hosea 4:6.
Come on.
This is the problem right now. This is the problem. This has always been the problem. The problem has not been that we're not a spiritual people. The problem has not been that we are a natural born. We are natural born thieves and murderers and killers. That has never been the problem. We have never had that is not the problem, how they say we're natural born criminals. That has never been the problem. The problem is we don't have an identity. The problem is we don't have a foundation of understanding of how to live, what to do in certain situations, how to treat one another in certain situations. That is the issue when it comes to, when people look at Black and Hispanic people and say, well, what else could you expect? This always happens with them. Something is wrong with these people. They're always, in the news. They're always doing something, and you can expect for it to end like this with them. There's a reason why it is like that with us. And it's not because we're natural born thieves and criminals and people that just want to be, deliberately wicked. It's not because of that. It's because of this. Go ahead and read.
Okay. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
My
people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
It's because we have a lack of knowledge.
Right.
We have a lack of understanding. We are born in iniquity. We are born already coming into this world under a whole bunch of false pretenses and lies. That is why we're the way we come up, it's almost like a trap. It is a trap. And it's like a special thing if you're able to get up out of the trap, if you're able to be successful, go to college, Get out the hood. If you're able to escape the things that normally destroy our families, drugs, prostitution, drug addiction, if you're able to escape these things, then you're looked at as a success. It's a success in our community to escape these things. But the point is that if we had the foundation, which is your identity, we would not even have these issues in our community. We would not be crying after a birthday because someone was unalive. We would not be in jail after Thanksgiving because we decided to stab one of our family members. These things would not happen, at least not on the not on the level that they happen now. Now, what I'm saying is I want people to understand me perfectly clear. There are laws in the Bible for how you treat an unruly child. There are laws in the Bible for how you treat a man that sexually assaults a woman. There are laws on how to deal with all type of circumstances. So even though we were a righteous people at one time under King David, even though we had it all together at one time, it wasn't like it wasn't no bad apples. If that's the case, it would have never had to be those laws. Those laws wouldn't have to exist. You get what I'm saying? Those laws would not have to have existed or be put down. Because why? Those laws existed because people were doing it. Because you had bad children that were unruly and would not listen to authority. Because you had men that were evil and that would take the lives of other men for looking at them wrong or for bumping into them. Because you had people doing those things. You had prostitutes. You had all of these things going on back then. So it's not like we were this perfect people always. We had laws that keep us in check. And if we could come together, if we could gain the knowledge of who we are, instead of believing this one and that one and this pastor and this imam and this conscious leader, and we can come back to the truth of the Bible, then we'll be okay. We could prosper in a place that is not even set up for us to prosper. America is not set up for you to prosper as a nation of people. Now, as an individual, yes, you can do pretty damn good for yourself. You can do there's some black people that are doing pretty damn good for themselves. Wouldn't brothers and sisters agree to that? There are some brothers and sisters, and you look at them, you say, how did you do it? How did you do it? You know, so that's not a question. That's not a question of whether or not you can do some things on your own as an individual, but what can you do for your nation? What can you do for your people? Where's your brick? Where's your brick at that you're going to put in to build God's people up, to build this house of God all over again? You understand? That's the question. Read it from the top.
Okay. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So our people reject knowledge, and we living in the same times that the prophets lived in of old. When you look at the things that the apostles went through, when you look at the things that Christ went through, you see a lot of people rejected Christ. A lot of brothers and sisters turned their back on Christ. They said they could not follow Christ because of the hard sayings that he said out of his mouth. Some people turned away from Christ. Not everybody was rocking with Jesus Christ, who, miraculously, mysteriously, the whole world loves now. And he's the greatest person now. He's the greatest person on earth. Yeah, white Jesus is, but not the Jesus in the Bible, though. Not him. He's, if he was here today, he would be saying the same things that brothers in the ISUPK say on those streets. And they say, well, these brothers is wicked. These brothers is wicked. They look like they just got out of prison. They look like a motorcycle gang. These brothers is wicked. What they're saying is not of the Spirit of God. I plead the blood of Jesus against these brothers. They sound like they're Satan. And that's because you have a lack of knowledge and you do not understand the manner of the God that is in the Bible. You do not understand that. Read it from the top.
Come on. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest unto me.
So because we have this rebellious spirit to reject what is right, to reject the thing that God wants us to do, the God of heaven and earth said he would reject us. And that's what he did. He rejected us for a time. He turned his back on us. So the enemies of him, they devoured us. They seen us as prey, and they took full advantage of us. And now is the time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to wake up and rise up out of that slumber, to rise up out of that sleep. You understand? Because if you don't, right now in 2024, going into 25, those same enemies of the Most High, the power of Israel, the power of heaven and earth, will still devour us and look at us as prey and look at us as ways to make money off of us. That's how they look at us. That's how they prey upon us today. Everything is advertised to Black people, Hispanic people. You know why? You're the number one consumers in America. Number one. I think it's about $11 trillion in spending power every year. You're buying up every damn thing. And they watch and they look and they develop, products that are specifically designed for us in our destruction. They design all of the crazy color hair, the wigs, the glue. I heard that stuff is unhealthy to put on your skin. They design those things to put on your body. They think of different flavors of blunts and things they can sell to you. You know why? Because you seem like a big you seem like a big kid that wants to suck on a blunt. You want to put anything in your mouth to suck on and smoke. So they design all of these things that are destroying you. And they just say, well, it doesn't matter to me that it's destroying them. It is not my people. I'm here to make money. And that's how they prey on you today. But if you had the knowledge and the wisdom to understand, smoke ain't even supposed to go into your body. If you knew that little bit, it don't take a rocket scientist to understand ain't no smoke supposed to go in your body. What happens when anybody ever been in a fire? I got a good story. When I was young, I just found this out, but this was a few months ago. I found out that it was at my grandmother's funeral. I found out that my stepfather was telling me that I saved everybody's life when I was a young boy. Everybody was asleep and something got on fire on the stove. And so the house was on fire and, the smoke rises. So they tell you to crawl, right? Well, apparently everybody was knocked out in the house and I woke up and I was trying to wake everybody up. It's funny. I can't even remember it. I don't remember it. I probably was about 4 or 5 years old. Don't remember it. Had no recollection. I remember the fire, but I didn't know that I was the one that woke everybody up. I remember the struggle when smoke gets in your lung. The point that I'm bringing out is that smoke ain't even supposed to be inhaled. You ever smell some smoke and it makes you cough or it burns your lungs? Now you smoking on a blunt and it's like this. Because I used to smoke, but now I look at it totally different now. And it needs to be studied because I look at it and I say, well, you think that it's a good thing if you choking, if you can hit some weed and you choking and you coughing your lung out and snot coming out your nose and, saliva dripping out your mouth as you're coughing. And you look at it like it's a good thing. And you don't understand how destroyed you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand how destructive it is. And just common sense would tell you that if you was in a fire or if you somewhere where there's a lot of smoke, that your body is not built to be inhaling smoke. I don't care what it is. Now, if he was going to say, oh, weed is from the earth, God made weed. Well, you know, the Lord made poison ivy also. He made what's another one I bought? What else he make that you can roll up and smoke?
So like he made the poppy, heroin.
He made heroin, he made poppy. You can roll that up and smoke too.
Opioids.
You can, there's so many plants, mushrooms. There's so many things the Lord created that he created everything. Would you roll that up and smoke it too? Right. You know, but the point is that we're so destroyed, and these people take advantage of our destruction. They see that you are an addict. They see that you are delusional in your looks. So they make all of the things that cater straight to your people. Their people ain't wearing that crap. Their people ain't smoking that crap. You understand? It's the same with the so-called Jewish men that run these industries, that run the music industry, that produce these movies. They don't have their people out there like that. They're not presenting their people in that image or in that light when it comes to the music or when it comes to movies. They're not doing that, but they'll do it to you, right? Because they see you as a prey. You understand? That's what they see you as. Let me hear some more. Is that it?
That was it.
So let's get into, if you could, well, we don't even need it. Everybody have seen the I forget what it is, the CEO of the healthcare company that was basically assassinated. Was in New York, right? Well, they tracked down, I believe his name was Luigi. Out of all names, they tracked him down, right? And you know, they apprehended him. What people have to understand is that this situation is not a single situation. This is the culture of America. What I mean by that is they have been assassinating each other since the inception of America. And when I say they, I mean the white man or the oppressor has been, you know, he has been against himself since the inception of America. If you could give me Matthew 12 and 25.
Okay.
This is something that you gotta understand. This is their nature. This is not nothing new. You have presidents assassinated. They're always against one another. The Civil War, always against one another. Democrats, Republicans, always against one another. This is the spirit of America. That's it. That's all. You understand? Let me know when you get that.
Oh, sorry. Matthew 12 and 11, you said?
12 and 25.
Oh, sorry. The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. That is the future of America. You Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you need to come back to your identity and understand what's really going on in this world. Because the world you think you live in is a fantasy. America has been against itself since the inception of this country. And that is what is going to destroy it. Okay? Keep reading.
Okay.
You was at 12 and 25.
Okay. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
Shall not stand. So even in your own home, if you are not getting along with your woman or vice versa, that will not stand. If a company has two CEOs, two owners, and these owners cannot agree and get along, that company will eventually go into ruin. It will lose money, and eventually it will be no more. Well, that is why I'm bringing this out, because what you've seen is not only that, and it's something else that you haven't, that people don't like to talk about. It is white on white crime. You understand? That is not talked about, but you're dealing with a people who are not just against you as black and brown people, but they are even against themselves. They are divided within themselves. And because of that division, that is how World War III is going to happen, because they cannot get along. They have never been unified. And you can just look at it through the politics. You can look at it through the history. America has always been a divided nation. Now, although they're divided, when it comes to you as black and brown people, there is always a means to an end. So whether they allow you to be in places of government, or they allow you to become a multi-millionaire, a billionaire, a trillionaire, that doesn't really matter, because in the big scheme of the picture, they will always not have the capacity to treat you like a human being, to feel that you are on their level and you're equal with them. We've seen this plenty of times with celebrities, plenty of times with people who think that they have arrived, and then they F around and find out that they are still a black person. They find out that they are still a brown person, and they are not equal. The point of this is that America has always been a divided kingdom. Now let's switch up. But before I go, also, I want to make that point clear also. This is white on white crime. This has been going on since the inception of America. This does not get talked about. You wonder why you've never heard the term white on white crime. You see white on white crime all the time. There was just a school shooting, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? Abba, do you know about that? There was just a school shooting. Somebody in the chat, you know about the school shooting that just happened? There's a school shooting that just happened, right? A lot of these things you do not hear about, but when black and brown people do something, you are definitely going to hear about it. You definitely going to find out about it. It's definitely going to be ran through the news media 24/7 until it is seared into your brain. Okay, but this is another example of white on white crime. Let's clap it up for white on white crime. You know why? Because what black and brown people need to understand, and what people need to understand, is that the destruction that you see with black folks, and you have learned to believe that black people are inherently like, that destruction is only in your mind because your oppressor has pushed that into your mind. No one has never said or talked about white on white crime when it goes on every day. It goes on every day. And do we need to actually talk about Arab on Arab crime? Do we need to talk about Palestinian crime on each other? Right. Or what about Israelis? Do we need to talk about that? We don't, because we all understand that, yeah, they're doing it to one another. But when we think about our oppressor, we think as though they're just lily white, they're benevolent, they're so, so proper and so kind, and they're so godlike and God-fearing, that we're just the ones that are jacked up. No, you learned that from your oppressor. You learned that from mass media. That's where you learned that idea that your people are so self-destructive, when everybody does the same damn thing, man. They do the same thing. Let's get Jay-Z. If you could you pull up an article on Jay-Z?
Come on.
Like one of those recent articles.
Come on.
That's your background?
So like, I don't.
There's no sweat.
It says, what we know about the lawsuit accusing Jay-Z of aping, R-wording a teen.
We all know what it is. You can just say SA or sexual assault. I think we're good with saying that.
Come on. What we know about the lawsuit accusing Jay-Z of sexually assaulting a teen with Sean Diddy Combs. It says rapper and entrepreneur Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, was accused in a lawsuit Sunday of sexually assaulting a teenage girl after an
No, you good. You good.
After an award show more than 2 decades ago, along with Sean Diddy Combs, the hip hop mogul facing federal sex trafficking charges and a wave of lawsuit alleging sexual assault. Says the plaintiff Sunday suit, and she said she was 13 and at the time of the alleged assault, according to the complaint, which was filed in federal court in New York Southern District. Carter denied the allegations Sunday. He denied the allegations Sunday, calling them idiotic in a statement. Combs' legal team dismissed the suit as a shameless publicity stunt.
That's it.
It says, what are the allegations against Carter? It says the lawsuit was originally filed in October against Combs, and it was amended Sunday to include Carter as a defendant. The plaintiff, who was identified as Jane Doe in the suit, said she met the men after the MTV Music Awards at a Radio City Music Hall in Manhattan in the year 2000. She'd been trying to get into the event or to go to an after party, but did not have a ticket. And she'd been approaching a limousine drivers outside, according to the suit.
This is crazy. You know why? Because you just pulled that up, and many people have had that question of what was a 13-year-old doing in a situation like that? How did she end up at a party? Well, that opens our eyes a little bit to how she actually ended up there. Right. Jay-Z is denying it, but what I see with brothers and sisters is that you are defending P. Diddy and Jay-Z, and this is the same old thing that I've seen my whole life. I've seen with R. Kelly, I've seen with Bill Cosby. Listen, these things are not just coming out just because. Like, we can't just say, oh, the powers that be want to take R. Kelly down. They want to, Jay-Z was about to buy NBC. He was about to make a major mogul move. He was about to do something big. So that's why they took him down. You can't say that when this is the same thing that happens all the damn time. You understand? This is the same play. Now, this is something that is evil and terrifying to hear, that this is what's happening to sisters behind the scenes. We know for sure what happened with Diddy on video. We know for sure what happened as far as with Cassie, that he was beating the brakes off of her. And if you're going to be a person that is so thirsty and so hungry to go into that world, then you are going to become that world. You're going to start doing what they do in that world. You understand? And so there's a lot of things to be speculated upon. But one thing we do know is that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians idolize these celebrities to the point where you are ready to defend them without even knowing the damn facts, man. So let's get give me Psalms 37:1. You are such of a whore for this world and for celebrities and to love this world that you can't even see something that is off when it's right in your face. These things are off. Like, if you're a brother and a sister and you're in the industry where every now and then it comes out or people are saying this is what goes on, then you should be questioning that. It should be highly questionable. But because our people have a lack of knowledge and understanding of how evil this world is, they fall victim to believe that everything is good and everything is on the up and up, and their favorite celebrity, they're just being attacked. They're just attacking them. They're just attacking. They don't have any proof. They don't got no proof. Man, they trying to take Jay-Z down, man. He got Rock Nation. All right. We'll see. We'll see. Let me hear that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 1.
A
Psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers. Neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Listen, don't see, that's the problem. A lot of people, you want the life that P. Diddy and Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion and Sexy Red and Jay-Z have. You know what I'm saying? You want that life. You wish you could live that life. But you have to understand, these are people that have sold their souls, and they are living a life that is evil and contrary to God. And this is why these things come out. And yeah, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of, they got a lot going. They have a lot of stardom, but that does not negate that there is a victim that is saying that these things happen to them at the hands of your favorite celebrity. Doesn't take that away. But because you love them so much and you're hanging off of their ass hairs, you can't see that there's something wrong with this whole thing, because you love the world. You love the things of the world. And therefore, the things that I'm saying, the things that we say in the truth, they make no sense to you. They're foolish to you. You're incapable of understanding it because you have a lack of knowledge and you love this world. And your celebrity is your God. Your celebrity, yeah, you pray to, white Jesus, but your real God is Beyonce. Your real God is Sexy Red. Your real God is Jay-Z and P. Diddy and R. Kelly. That's who your real God is. Give me love, not the world, man.
Okay.
That's who your real God is. Young man Jeremiah. That's right. It really be crazy. You're right, brother. It'd be crazy. Sister Nakaf said, Salaki, sir, if I may, I read on a story where a Native American brother was unalived by the police for no reason in front of his son. That brings out your point that they don't care about us. You're right. You're right. And I think I saw that story too. And it's always some injustice. It's always injustice. I just heard about the brother, I forget his name, his full name is Neely, the brother that was choked to death on the train by the white ex-Marine. Y'all remember that? Well, he just got off scot-free. And in the courtroom, his father said when he got off, the white people in there were cheering. They were cheering. And it did something to him. It would do something to anyone. But to know that a devil can take your life and get off scot-free, not only get off scot-free, but hear these people cheering. But if you say anything, the judge tells you to be quiet.
Right.
That has got to be a devastating feeling. Let me hear that.
Come on. The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world. Neither the things that are in the world.
Don't love the world, neither the things that are in the world. The problem the thing that we have to deal with the most, that is a stumbling block to most Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, is their love for this society, their love for, the pride of life, their love for what's going on in the world, their inability to separate, what's going on in the world, the messages of this society, with just regular living and enjoying your life. Like, you could actually enjoy your life and live a life. Like, a lot of people think like keeping the law, statute, and commandments and following God is boring. That's not what it is. You understand? You can actually really live your life and be separate from the things of this world. What are some of the things of this world? Y'all in the chat, tell me some of the things in the world that I'm talking about that you could separate yourself from and still have a good, productive life. Give me some things. What are some of the messages? I'm helping y'all out. What are some of the messages in America or in the world? What are some of the, I don't want to say, what are some of the things that people do that you could separate yourself from? What are some of the things that people say that are okay that you could separate yourself from in this society and still have fun in life, be productive in life, be successful in life, have a good life, a healthy life? Black Dazzle, celebrating holidays. That's right. Young man Kev, Christmas. That's right. Leonard's Gaming, holidays, definitely. See, all of those were excellent answers. I'll throw one in there. Alternative lifestyles,
Right.
LGBTQ.
Right.
You know, what's some other things? What's some other ones? You know, go ahead.
Sorry, you said what?
What are some? I thought you were saying. I thought you were going to add something. Kal Mazbaf, being a part of the ABC community, right? What's some other things that like our people are? I think we really brought it out. Like everybody said, most people said holidays, and then we got you know, alternative lifestyles. And when I say alternative life, oh yes, drugs, getting high, drugs. I'm gonna just expand that, young man Kev. I'll just say just getting high, because my generation, like we were smoking trees, right? But I see now it's about popping pills. I just seen where her sister believing in, oh yes, definitely believing in astrology. Christianity, definitely. Religion, drugs, holidays, alternative lifestyles. I think we covered it all, y'all. Like for real. Like I think we hit everything. These are the things that if you say love not the world, these are the things that people would struggle with separating from. Like a person would struggle with, like, why can't they smoke, get high, take a few drugs every now and then, and still love God? They struggle with, why can't I be LGBTQ and still love God? God knows my heart. They struggle with that. They struggle with Christianity. They struggle with the fact that Christianity is not what the Bible says. It is a religion. It's totally different, but they've been living their whole life like that, and that's how they was brought up. That's their grandfather is a pastor. Their grandmother go to church every Sunday. They struggle with separating that, and these are things that are part of this greater society called the world. The Bible says to love not those things, right? Ooh-wee. Hating on your brother, right? Can't let things go. Can't let things go. You know, holding grudges with family members. That's a good one. Cause I'm gonna expand that point too, Kev. Like, hating your brother is also, you know, hating your sister, or just having a grudge, a daughter mother grudge, a sister grudge, you know, a granddaughter grudge, like that story. If you could you pull that story I bought with the grandmother that stabbed up the granddaughter on Thanksgiving? Loving the oppressor, right? Trying to figure out a way. I don't know if y'all seen the video that I had put up with Captain Gadahar with the brother Bernard in Arizona, where he walked up and he was upset. He was visibly upset. He had just got off of work, but I guess his sister had been unalived by a fake Israelite, a dread-wearing Israelite, right? And so he was asking questions, but he really had an issue. He was just asking the question, but he had an underlying feeling about seeing anybody that claims to be an Israelite, right? So him and Cap was having a back and forth, and he was trying to get his point across. And when he got his point across, he was like, "That's what I thought," and he just walked away. But then he came back and he apologized, which I thought was admirable. Like he literally came back and said, "You know what? That's not me. I was feeling some type of way because of what happened with my sister. And I thought that you guys were all the same, but you know, so he apologized. That was a dope thing. Like to see somebody, black people, get into it, well, on his end, and then go back. He thought about it. He came back and said, "Listen, man, my bad." You know what I'm saying? That really doesn't happen in black families. People hold grudges for years and years and years, and then it blows up at Thanksgiving. It blows up at Christmas, and it's supposed to be a family event. This is what black people say. Why they can't let it go? Because it brings my family together. You mean it brings your dysfunctional family together? All right, you got that story? I bought.
Come on, I got it.
All right, just give me a second. Also, the point about loving the oppressor. What before he left, the brother said he can get with everything we were saying. He understand everything we're saying. He rock with us. But he said, what did he say? He said, but I don't know about what you said about white people, though. That goes to the point about the oppressor. Right. Like, you can't let that go. Oh, man, this is another one that brothers and sisters can't let go. We've seen a lot of that in Arizona, seen a lot of interracial couples, right, whether it be black woman with white man or, vice versa. So that's a big thing out there, right? Nakaf said, oh, Salakia. Talia said, oh, Salakia, she checking in. Salakia says, hey, shalom to you. Oh, eating pork. Oh, Jeremiah, look at you came with one. Even in our food items, even in what we eat, right? And what we eat, we can't let go. That's part of the world. That's part of the slave world. That's part of the world where we didn't even have rights. That's part of the world where you didn't have no say-so or what you gonna eat and how much you gonna eat. You might go to bed hungry, have to come out in the middle of the night and steal one of the master's chickens, or go out in the woods and hunt and get a possum or something just to feel like you satisfied.
Right.
Let me hear that. Let me hear that story.
Come on. This says, drunken grandma stabs daughter, grandson during Thanksgiving Day argument reports. This was a week ago. It says an angry drunken grandma has been busted in Tennessee for allegedly stabbing her daughter and grandson with a kitchen knife during a Thanksgiving Day argument. It says LaChunda Johnson, 55 of Memphis, had been drinking heavily before she grabbed the blade and charged her daughter after her daughter yelled at her for pushing her grandson at about 3 p.m. on November 28th, cops told Newsweek. It says Johnson sliced the victim's left hand during the shock attack and turned on her grandson and lashed out on him, leaving him with a stab wound near his thumb, Memphis police told the outlet. She fled the home in the city's West Haven neighborhood, but cops later found and arrested her without incident near Kazasa Road, according to Action News 5.
You can stop that.
Come on.
But this is your it brings my family together. This is your it brings my family together moment. There's some more things that happen on Thanksgiving. There's some people that was unalive, black people that was unalive on Thanksgiving. This is what happens when you love the world. This is what happens when you're okay with this society, what they got going on, and you don't think that you can rock with the Most High. You don't think you can follow the commandments. You don't think that, what's going on in the Bible, you think that's a little too strict and you can't have a good life. So you're going to continue to do the things that you want to do, and you love the world. And that is the turnout. That is the that's what ends up happening at these events, on these holidays. If you could finish off that precept, please, Baba Kashak.
Come on, Psalm 37 or 1 John.
Come.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Like, if you saying that, if you love the world and you're a person like most Christians are that say, I love God. God knows my heart, but you're a person that says you're okay with any of these things that brothers and sisters posted, whether it be you're okay with abortion, you're okay with having a grudge against your brother, you're okay with being on drugs. If you're saying that you love God, or are you okay with horoscopes? If you're saying that you love God, you can't say you love God if you believe in these things. Because these things are of the world. These things are a part of this society. These things are not, you can't find these things in the Bible as being something of God.
Right. You
can't find abortion in the Bible of being something of the Most High. You can't find loving the oppressor of being something of the Most High. You definitely can't find doing drugs, being a part of the people of God. It's just not in there. You won't find it. You know what I mean? So those things that you are doing in the world, those things become your God. Like brothers and sisters want to be in this industry. You want to be in the rap industry. Well, that thing becomes your God, and you're willing to do whatever you have to do in order to be in that industry, in order to be the next rap star, in order to be the next Jay-Z, in order to be the next Sexy Red, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. You're willing to do it. You're willing to sacrifice it all. You understand? And not only that, once you're in that world, you're a part of that culture of that world. No different than when a person signs up to be a police officer. You may have good intentions. You probably had good intentions. These brothers and sisters probably had good intentions. Was I just want to get out the hood. I just want to make it. I just want to, I want to be successful, and I want to get that contract and get my mama out the hood. I just want to make it. They probably had good intentions, but once you get in there, you are corrupted. The same as like being law enforcement. You got good intentions. How many times have you heard black people say, I want to go into law enforcement to fix things, to help my community. I want to go into the judicial system to help my people. You can't go into a system that was built hundreds of years ago that ain't even built for your people and think you're going to change it. What ends up happening is you become a part of the culture. As a black man, you put on a police uniform, you either are going to become like the people you work with, the other officers, or you're going to be quiet when you see them do evil things to people, when you see them unjustly fire rounds at people while they're running, when you see them, take people's money out of evidence and pocket it, you're going to be quiet. So either or, you're going to become part of the culture. That's why we don't discriminate. I don't discriminate when it comes to law enforcement. It's not like I look at a black police officer as though he's better than a white one.
Right.
I don't look at a Mexican police officer that he's better than a black one or an Asian. They're all the same to me. They're in that culture. They're in the culture of law enforcement. And the culture of law enforcement is to subjugate and be on the necks of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and patrol their neighborhoods and make quotas and stop them and get arrests. That's the culture. Understand?
All right. So, like, if I may,
go ahead.
Like you were saying, there's only a few things that can happen to you in some scenarios like that, becoming a black law enforcement, or they'll even turn on you when they say that you're different or you don't agree with them. They'll turn on you and you'll become their enemy, but you their co-worker. So
that's true. That's true. That's so true. What you said, you'll become their enemy, and they will ostracize you and make you look like you're the bad one. This happens plenty of times with black officers that try to do the right thing inside law enforcement. They get pushed out to the side, they make complaints, and then everyone turns on them. It's like a gang. Right. It's definitely like a gang. Any more on that precept?
No, that was it.
All right, let's get what do I want? Salakia. Give me 1 second. I got a little bit of history I'm going to bring out too. So y'all definitely stay tuned. I'm going to bring that out towards the end of class. Let me see. Let's get let's get 1 Thessalonians 5:22.
Okay. The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 22. Abstain from all appearance of evil.
Abstain from all appearance of evil. You understand? Abstain if it looks weird, if it looks like something that is evil, abstain from it. Get away from it. Avoid it. That's what brothers and sisters, they're put in that situation when they go to those parties, those P. Diddy parties. And what was a so-called man of God doing at a P. Diddy party? Right. TD Jakes. What are you doing at a party like that? Let's just say everything is on the up and up, and a person you get invited to the party. The minute you walk in and you see drugs on every table and people doing all kind of sexual acts in every room, you abstain from it. You turn around. Read it from the top again.
The book 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 22. Abstain from all appearance of evil.
Is there any more? That's it.
Verse 23. And the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray God your whole spirit.
You can stop right there. You can stop right there. Abstain from all appearance of evil. You're supposed to know, you're supposed to have wisdom enough to understand, like, this is not, I should not be here. They own some wild stuff up in here. Now, I'm good. I thought it was just going to be like a simple party. It ain't. And listen, in the truth, it ain't nothing wrong with having a good time, going to a party. Just don't go to no birthday party. Don't be found at a birthday party. Don't be found at a, what's another kind of party that we shouldn't be at? Bob, help me out.
Halloween parties.
A Halloween party. Don't be found at a Christmas party. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing wrong with partying. But you walk up into a party and you seeing people doing all type of drugs and all type of craziness. You should already know that you ain't supposed to be there, especially somebody that has the wisdom, enough little sense that, I'm a man of God. So why are you even in there, TD Jakes?
Right.
I understand why Jay-Z is at a P. Diddy party. I understand why, certain celebrities, you'll see them at a party, but why is a so-called man of God there? You know what I'm saying? It's only one reason. Because he's just like them. If you see me a place and I'm having a good time with a group of people and they're doing all type of things, whatever they're doing, just know that I'm just like them. Just know that every kind cleaveth unto his like.
Right.
Birds of a feather flock together. Just know that much. So you see me having a good time and I'm with the Akim, I'm with the brothers, or maybe I'm not with the Akim. Maybe I'm with my family, but you won't catch me with nobody at a P. Diddy party doing that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say that if you're there, it's a reason you're there. Like, what's the name? And you see with Jay-Z, it's a lot of, it seems like him and P. Diddy was real tight, because when you just go on a search, an image search, they have hundreds of pictures together.
Right.
They got more pictures than P. Diddy and Biggie and Mason, everybody else combined, all the people on his label. You get what I'm saying? So until we can't say definitively what transpired. We do know that industry is evil, though.
Right.
We do know that it's evil. These allegations are serious. We take it serious in the ISUPK, because no children should be violated like that.
Right.
This was a child, although it was 20 years ago, it is still a child, and it is something that we are against. It's something that the Lord is against, and it is something that is wicked and evil, man. Right. Like Kev said, it's evil. He's there trying to get swaddled up. And what type of man makes a speaking like that? He literally sat there in some room thinking about what he would say on Sunday morning and said, and this gonna be the gotcha moment. I'm gonna say, have you ever been swallowed? That's diabolically crazy. That's crazy, man. So we can drop that. We could drop that. Salaki, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Salaki, give me 1 second. I got it. So like Israel. Let's get it. Where was he at?
It's like you didn't call nothing out.
Say that one more time.
Like you hadn't called nothing out.
Okay. So like, well, I was just speaking, right? All right. Give me. Let's see where we want to go with this. We could drop this. That's what I was about to do. Let's drop this topic, and let's get. What's the next story I want to go over? I went over. Oh, Mayweather. Let's get that. Yes, let's get that one. So let me pull this video up. This is crazy. Well, this will be a good lesson for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Almost forgot about that story.
Floyd Mayweather was jumped in the street as he went jewellery shopping in central London after doubling down on his support for Israel in a furious conflict about the war in Gaza. The ex-champion, who's 47, was strolling around the floor at Hatton Garden this afternoon at around 4:30 when he's said to have got into a dramatic confrontation with a number of jewellery dealers, including some who accused him of supporting, quote, genocide. Now, it's unclear exactly why Mayweather was there, but what we do know is that the incident spiraled out into the street. PM and heavy security guards. They said if one of the most high-profile boxers in the world walks in wearing a bright green Louis Vuitton jacket, you know he wants to be seen. One of the jewelers in the market shouted, "He supports genocide," which prompted others to get involved. Loads of them were calling other jewelers to come over and see him, and by the time they got there, there was a massive argument going on. People were pushing and trying to get to Mayweather and slap his head. His security guards then ran Mayweather out to the bottom of Hatton Garden and bundled him into the back of a Rolls-Royce 4x4, which then sped away. It's believed there were around 20 or 30 people watching, and in footage of the incident, you can see many of those men from inside the market come out and indeed chase Mayweather and his team as they try to keep a distance between the two parties involved. Another witness said there were 8 to 10 people going after him. Mayweather's security team were, quote, outnumbered. Someone said Mayweather had been shopping when he was asked why he supported Israel. Mayweather doubled down and said he was, quote, proud to support the Jews. Mayweather was one of the first major Western celebrities to visit Israel after Hamas's brutal October 7 attack last year, in which 1,200 Israeli civilians were killed. Just last month, the boxer held a private meeting with the controversial Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. That was a session he called an honour to have. He's also launched various charity projects for the Middle Eastern country, including a project by which every Israeli orphan will be given a free Christmas toy by Mayweather's new charity. Among his other endeavours in the Middle Eastern state, he's held barbecues for IDF troops who have been on the front line fighting against Hamas terrorists. Mayweather has already faced some backlash over his position on the war in February during an event in Las Vegas where he was promoting his new vape brand. His security team reportedly confiscated a Palestinian flag from one of the attendees, sparking mass chants of Free Palestine from the crowd.
That's a crazy story, Salakia. That's a crazy story, right? Mayweather, everybody know who Floyd Mayweather is, and he doesn't understand that the conflict that is going on on the other side of the earth is a real bloody conflict. People are being unalived every day, and they feel strongly about what is going on. So as a Black person, Hispanic or Native Indian person that has a, you have an opinion on that, or you want to show your support on that, you should just close your damn mouth. You should be quiet. Or things like this will happen to you in other countries where you don't have the protections that you have in America. You don't have that free speech that you have in America. You can say what you want, but people are going to try to get at you. They're going to try to touch you. You understand? Because these people, their nationalism is on 1,000 right now because of what is actually happening. When it comes to what happens to Black and Hispanic people, these people are not going to stand up for you. They're not going to stand up for Mayweather. They didn't stand up for George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Mike Brown, Tamir Rice. They didn't stand up for anyone, no Black person. I said earlier on Black Authentic Truth, I said this. I said, you can't even find an African country that has stood with Black people, that stood against America for the crimes and atrocities in the treatment, the unjust treatment that America has, committed against Black people. You can't find an African country, right? So the point is to mind your business. But going back to my earlier point, because you are so lost, because you are a rich dummy, Floyd Mayweather, he does not understand that we as Black people are the actual real Jews, while he is showing his love and giving his respect to people who are converts, who are not even God's actual chosen people, like Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And so this is why this has happened to him. The Lord has pulled his skirt up, so to speak. Has pulled his skirt up, so to speak, because here's the thing, like the brother said, Khan, you need to send Floyd Mayweather. I hope you see this message. You need to send money and put it into the ISBK. Don't set up charities for other groups in people across the world. Set up something to fix your people. And the number one thing that can fix your people is them learning the knowledge of who they are, and you learning the knowledge of who you are.
That's
you
right.
understand? That is the number one thing that could fix your people. Instead of parading around and trying to get love from a people who will never actually love you, why don't you put those efforts and put those resources into God's chosen people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who are truly God's chosen people, not pretending, and not just because they're somewhere on a piece of land. Black people are truly God's chosen people. Native American people are truly God's chosen people. Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Brazilians, Colombians, Argentinians are truly God's chosen people. Put your efforts there. That's where you should focus on. And you won't have to worry about somebody wanting to, push you up out of their jewelry store or slap you on your bald head, as the report said. Now, to be fair, Floyd said that none of the stuff they saying happened. Just the video you see is just his security trying to get control of the situation. Let me tell you something. They didn't have no control out there in London. They was trying to get him into a vehicle and get him up out of there. They didn't have no control. And I'm not going to say that anybody did anything to him because it's not on video. You can't see anything. All you see is people surrounding him and the security trying to rush him up out of there. That's it. That's all. So, but the point is that the anger that he has fueled by showing his support for Israel is an anger that ain't gonna never go away. And so this is a good lesson for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to learn to stop supporting other causes. Stop worrying about other people and worry about your own people. Worry about your goddamn self. Worry about what's going on in your community with your people. right here in America or wherever you at, whatever country you in, worry about your people. Take away all of your tears and your compassion that you be crying and you be rallying for these other groups, and save it for your people. We done that enough, y'all. We done love people enough, and we ain't got no love in return. All we get in return is ridicule and pointing of the fingers. And we are the scapegoat of every major problem in any city, in any state, in any country that we are in. Damn that. Damn that. I'm not giving my love to nobody else. I have a God-given right given to me by the God of heaven and earth to love my people, to focus on the problems that my people are going through. How can you focus on a black problem or a brown problem? How can you even focus on it if you focus on white problems, Asian problems, France's problems, Ukraine's problems? How can you even focus on what's going on right in your neighborhood? What's going on right with your people? You can't. Either you're going to love one or you're going to hate the other. That's the Bible. You understand? Give me seek not their peace.
Come on.
Or their prosperity. You can't claim to love everybody. That's not even the Bible. You know what that is? That's Christianity. When we was out there in AZ, you had the pro-Palestinian people, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Right next to us. And then they turned on, they would say little things to get me to turn to them and, focus on them. And then they got my attention. Now I'm out there to speak my topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to speak my topic and I'm trying to, get it out, get it done. But then they woke up a lion. And I turned to him and I told the woman, I said, we love our people. She said, you don't care about Palestinian babies and blah, blah. What kind of people are you? You're not a human being. I said, listen, I don't have to love everybody. Right. I'm a human being. I know that it's wrong for what's happening out there. I know that it's wrong. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see bloodshed. I don't want to see children crying and, unalive. I don't want to see that. But I have a God-given right to love my people first. You understand? Right. I have a God-given right to love my people first. And my people have been loving everybody first. My people have been we have been the soothers of everybody's problems. We have come in and said, oh, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it, master. It'll be all right. Tomorrow it'll be looking up. My people had to be that. My people had to be the people that, we have to be at the butt end of everything. Right. And we have to be the buffer. So don't nobody get abrased and get and feel shame. Damn that, man. I don't got no more tears for y'all. I don't got no more, I don't got it no more. I'm saving that and I'm holding that all for Black and Hispanic people.
That's right.
That's who I'm holding it for. And I sat there and I said to her, she said, it's wrong for you to it's wrong for you to just love your people. You're supposed to love all people. I said, well, that's very Christian of you.
Right.
But let me ask you this question. Does the white man love everybody? Or does he love his people first?
Right.
And it's almost like the goddamn, she had a malfunction in her brain. She paused for a minute. Thawah was right there. He said he had it on camera, but when we look at his phone, he didn't get that part on camera. Her brain started to malfunction because she couldn't answer and she was stumped. You understand? And she said, I'm sure in her mind, she was like, well, a white man, he doesn't love everyone.
Right.
Everybody knows that. It's no question about the white man in America that he loves his people first. And then what he got left, he extends it to everybody else. My question is, as a Black man, why can't I do that? Why is it like it's a problem when Black people say, I'm pro-Black, I love Black people. They say, well, what about white people? Everybody has a problem with you. It's like you turn into a terrorist when you express that you love your people. It's like You don't have that right. But everybody in America, in the world, has that right, except you, except God's chosen people. Think about that for a second. Let that marinate in your spirit. You understand? Let it marinate. Everybody has the right to love their people, except for Black and brown and Native American. They start to question, where is your loyalty? What the hell are you talking about? Where is my loyalty? I given you loyalty for 400 damn years. What you mean, where's my loyalty? My people have been loyal. We have fought in every war, in every battle. We have been the reason why America has won battles. Native Indian people, the cold talkers, were the reason why American, the military won battles. We have been the reason for you to prosper. We have been at the feet of a nation that hasn't loved us. And now when we say we love we want to love our people first, you want to question my loyalty? Man, a white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And I pray that Christ returns tomorrow so that they'll realize it. I pray that Jesus Christ, a Black man, returns tomorrow and cracks the sky so they realize that they are the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
That's right.
Let me hear that out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 6. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity all thy days forever.
God said to not seek their peace or their prosperity forever. I don't want to have peace with you. The last time you wanted to have peace with the Native Indians, you had a knife behind your back ready to stab them in their back. The minute you made the treaty, Native American Indians said, pale face speaks with a forked tongue.
Right.
I don't want to have peace with you. I don't care to have peace with you. You understand? I don't care to seek your prosperity. I don't want to be a yes man. I'm a free man. I'm in the ISUPK. We are free man. You understand what that means? That means that I tell you the truth in your goddamn face.
Right.
I tell you that Christmas is a lie. I tell you that every holiday is a lie. I tell you that God is Black, that Jesus Christ is Black, and you can deal with it. But I don't give a damn. Whether you like it or not, I'm still going to say it. I'm not thinking about how you are going to feel. I'm not trying to lighten the load on you like my ancestors, the slaves, did. I'm not trying to hold back. I'm not trying to, save my job. I'm not trying to do none of that, but speak the truth and speak the words of the Lord. That's it.
Right.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to harm anyone. I don't wish any harm on no person. I'm not against, I'm against violence. Listen, but I'm going to speak the truth.
Right.
I'm going to speak the truth. I got to speak the truth. If I don't speak the truth, I will literally explode. You know what I'm saying? I'll explode like Chucky on one of those movies. Like, I have to speak the truth. I can't be around people and not say what the truth is. So when we're out there on the streets, I can't be at camp and try to say things that will appease you. If you want to hear those things, go listen to T.D. Jakes. And he'll swallow you with his love and his grace from the Most High, not me. So that's the thing. Read it from the top again, Ak.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 6. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity all thy days forever.
Listen, if you really want to prosper, we're going to show you. Give me a Joshua 1 and what is it? Joshua 1 and 8. It says, thou shalt not seek their peace or their prosperity. Like, you're doing all of these things to survive. You're doing these things to survive. You're trying to get the good job. You're trying to be a rap star to survive. Then you get up in there and then you're abusing women. Then you're abusing yourself. Then you're doing things that are unthinkable. Right? because you're trying to be a part of something that was designed for you to fail. It's designed for us to fail as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Yeah, you can prosper as an individual, but as a nation, it is not our way.
Right.
Our way is the law, statute, and commandments. Our way is eating clean food. Our way is treating each other how we want to be treated. Our way is not coveting what other brothers and sisters have. That's our way. That's just a few. But that's our way. Our way is being a clean people, cleanliness, purification. That is our way.
Right.
That's not necessarily the world's way. You understand? But you want to seek their peace and you know, think you're going to get rich overnight. You really want to be successful? I'm going to show you how you can be successful. I'm going to show you what's real success. Lenard's Gaming says blankets with smallpox in some diabolical work. Yeah, man. That's what the white man did to the Native Indians. Yes. Not only the Native Indians, he did it to the Puerto Ricans. Salakia. And that's just reminded me, we got some more history that I'm going to bring out. We might go over about 10, 15 minutes. Y'all rock with me, okay? I guarantee you will appreciate it. Quadash, damn right. Damn right. Let me hear that again. Oh, let me hear what you got.
Joshua 1:8.
Yes.
Come on. The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
The book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth. What is the book of the law?
So I got one.
Go ahead.
The Bible.
Say that again.
The Bible.
The Bible. Specifically what we're talking about. So we're talking about the Bible, but in the Bible specifically, what are we speaking to?
The law, statutes, and commandments.
The law, statutes, and commandments. Don't depart out of your mouth. Don't depart out of your mouth, meaning you're always, saying them, you're always learning them, you're always thinking about them. It's always right there. The Bible says that there will be like frontlets on your forehead, like right here between your eyes, like right here. The law, you know what I mean? Always there, always reminding you, don't do this, don't do that. This is how you do this. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Come. And thou shalt meditate therein. But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
It says you shall meditate in it day and night. And that's kind of like what I just said. You're always thinking about it. Not like you like these damn weirdos like not meditating like that, but you sit there and you think about it. You wake up in the morning, you think about those things. You think about the law. You think about, man, what I'm gonna eat today. The Lord said we ain't supposed to be eating anything in the sea without fins or scales, and think about those things. I want some seafood. Let me think, let me just let that marinate a little bit in my mind. Let me think about that. And let me open the scriptures, read a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Refresh your mind, review. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then
thou shalt make thy way prosperous. You want to prosper. And in the Christian church, they got something called prosperity gospel, where they say, touch this prayer handkerchief. Sow a seed, and you're going to get a return you can't even hold, brother. Sister, you want to prosper? Then sow a seed. Pay your tithes and sow a seed. Go ahead.
Okay. That thou mayest, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Thou shalt have what?
Good success.
Thou shalt have good success. You want to be successful? Keep the law, statute, and commandments. You want to be successful that is actually meaningful? Because you got devils that are successful. You got people that don't even believe in God that are successful. You got atheists that are successful. But if you want to be successful in a meaningful way, in a fulfilled, wholesome way, that sounds real Christian, fulfilled. But if you want to be successful in a way that is meaningful, that it really means something, then keep the law, statute, and commandments as commanded in the Bible. Keep those. Keep them. Do those things. The scriptures say that the commandments is not grievous, which basically says that it's not going to kill you to keep the commandments. And that goes back to earlier what I was saying is about people think that our life is boring because we keep the commandments. And so that means you can't do anything, that you just like some damn nun. You're a monk and you can't do anything. You can't say anything. You can't. Oh, I can't watch that rap music. I can't listen to rap music. I can't look at. Oh, that's the devil. That's Christians. That's Christianity. Christians act like that because they don't know the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You want to learn the Bible, get into a class nearest you, get into this truth. You know what I'm saying? We have so many online classes all over the world, all over the planet, you know what I mean? And get an actual understanding of the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is a nigga. The God of the Bible is black.
Right.
The God of the Bible is not the God that you think he is, that you learned from your grandma and your grandpa. That's not the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is black. And the point I'm making by saying that is that as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you can still be a nigga and still be a righteous person.
Right.
What does that mean? That means you can still be you. You can still be a black person. You don't have to be all stuck up in the suit and the tie, and I gotta be perfect, and I gotta look a certain kind of way, and I gotta shave my face, and I gotta get the ball fade, and you can still be you as a black person with flavor and still be a righteous person to the Most High. Okay, right. Where is you at?
Joshua 1:8.
Joshua 1:8. Well, that's what I'm saying. For the success, we said that you want to be successful. You can be prosperous and you can be successful. Your ways will be successful. Whatever you want to do, you will succeed in it, and it will be a meaningful thing. It will really mean something to succeed in this world, which the Lord says don't love. It will mean something to succeed in this world, and you're keeping the commandments.
Right.
You're not celebrating Christmas. You're not eating pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster. You're doing things that people are looking at you like, oh, she's different. He's different. Or maybe he's weird. He's radical. He wear that thing on his head. Is he a Muslim? Doesn't matter. Who gives a damn what everybody thinks? The point is that you are not a part of this society, but you're still prospering because you're keeping the law, statute, and commandments.
Right.
All right. Let me get this real quick. What I want. Okay. Try to do this as fast as possible. Excuse me. Y'all remember I was talking about the stones, right? I was talking about the Hebrew that was found in Puerto Rico. And I remember I was asking you to look up Hanoah, right?
Okay.
But it was with a J, and that's why you couldn't find it.
Okay.
So that was my bad, and that would have just sealed the deal, right? And I talked about during that time. I talked about his name is Renio Rodriguez. He's an archaeologist, University of Puerto Rico in Puerto Rico. Okay, so let me just pull this picture up. Get this for y'all real quick.
It's like I don't want.
Go ahead.
It's the Hanoah Gardens.
No, I'm gonna send it to you.
Come on.
I'm gonna send it to you. No sweat. Don't sweat it. Let's see. Send it to you. Y'all just bear with me. We got a little bit of history. We're gonna end the class with this, okay? I'm sending it to you now. All right, you should get it by then. Right now, so let me see. What did I want to do? What did I want to do? Let me see. Right here. So like it, I didn't even realize. Oh no, I'm dead. All right, you got it.
Come on.
Okay, no sweat. Just give me a second. Let me just about to pull this up. So okay. Now remember I was saying that in Puerto Rico they found more than 800. I was given a history. In Puerto Rico they found more than 800 stones with Hebrew, ancient Paleo Hebrew on the stones. And the history of the island is that the island was divided into 5 caciques. The island was divided into 5 caciques, and each cacique was a chief. And you had one central chief who was the lead chief of all the 5 caciques. These caciques, their names were Hebrew. Okay. Now, the main cacique, I believe his name is like Aguabana or whatever, right? When the Spanish conquistadors came, he did not want them to get these stones, so he hid these stones. And his daughter, on her deathbed as an old woman, told a Spanish priest in Puerto Rico, his name was Nazario, told him where they were. And when he got hold of them, right, he found them. They were in the caves, right? You know, some of them got dispersed, to Europe and things like that. Well, this brother that's holding this stone, his name is Renio Rodriguez. He's a archaeologist in Puerto Rico, the University of Puerto Rico, and he was questioning what was the language. And so when he spoke to one of his colleagues in France, they said they had about 35 of those stones. And they said what they discovered is that it said Hanoah on the stones. Now, the stones, when he heard the Hanoah, what he did was go research in Puerto Rico. He wanted to see, where is this town Hanoah? Where is this place Hanoah? But he could not find the place Hanoah. Well, this is where the place Hanoah was. If you could read what I sent you.
Come on. It says Hanoah or Hanoah, Hebrew, mean Yanoah, is a name of one or more places mentioned in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
Says, the book of Joshua 16:6, places of Hanoah in the northern border of the tribe of Ephraim, or part
in where?
The tribe of Ephraim.
You can stop right there. Hanoah is in the land of Israel, in the tribe of Ephraim.
Dang.
The Ephraimites, who you know as the Puerto Ricans today, are God's chosen people, not only according to the Bible, but according to archaeology.
That's
you
right.
Understand? Let's drop that. Now I'm going to another one. Did I even put this up? Okay. Now, if you could get me Ezra's 1 and 1.
Okay.
Now, so you can hold that, right? What you're seeing right here is the Cyrus cylinder, okay? And you can find this in Ezra's 1 and 1. I put it up there for everybody to see. Now, this is Cyrus. Now, the Cyrus cylinder is from Cyrus during the period of Cyrus the Great. Is 559 to 529 BC. This was one of the most expansive empires in the entire ancient world, combining ancient media. Now, media is during the time of the Book of Tobit. Okay, so this empire combined ancient media and Persia and conquering adjacent nations and assimilating them into what became the academic Persian Empire. After the army of Cyrus captured Babylon in 539 BC, which is also an event that is in the book of Daniel, Cyrus issued a decree that the captive people could return to their homelands, restoring possession of their stolen sacred religious objects and destroyed temples. One of the original decree copies is preserved in it was rediscovered in Babylon. Okay, in the book of Ezra, the same decree was recorded, but it was written to Judah and referred to Yahweh rather than Marduk. Marduk was the god of the Persians, okay? The ancient Persians. So I want you to read Ezra 1 and 1.
Come. The book of Ezra, chapter 1, verse 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, the king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah.
So the Bible says that the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia. And in the history, and on this cylinder, the Cyrus cylinder, it is a decree to all the people who were in that land. You got to understand, these people were conquered by the Babylonian Empire. So the Babylonian Empire conquered a lot of different groups and deported them. Remember with Israel, the Babylonians, they deported the Israelites into their cities and put their people into Israelite cities. Not only did they do that to the Israelites, they did that to a lot of different groups. So when Cyrus conquered the Babylonians, he made a decree that everybody could return to their lands and build up their homelands and take back the things that were stolen from their homelands, which was silver and gold and all of those things. And if you read down in Ezra chapter 1, it tells you everything that was taken and restored to the Lord's temple. Keep reading. What verse you on?
That was the end of verse 2. I'm on verse 3 now.
Give it here. Let me hear it.
Verse 3. Who was there among you of all his people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel. He is the God which is in Jerusalem.
You can stop right there. Now, this is just history that authenticates the Bible. You understand? So this is just something more to show you that the events that happened in the Bible were not only recorded in the Bible, where a lot of people say, show me, but don't show me in the Bible. They were recorded in other ancient cultures, in the cultures which the Bible records. Shalom. You understand? Shalom. With that, let me move this. So we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up with that. The water for everybody that stayed into the class. We went a little over time, but we started late. The water to y'all. I hope brothers and sisters got something out of this class. All right. And before I leave up out of here, I'll just give some shout outs to brothers and sisters that was rocking in the class. Young man Kev is always in the class. The water to you. She was up in here. Black Dazzle was up in here all the time. Young man Davion was up in here all the time. UPK Priest Quadash was in here all the time. Princess Nakaf was up in here. Madamyad Van Yashikar was up in here. Young I already said, oh, let me see. I don't want to say. I know it's somebody. Oh, young man Jeremiah was up in here. The water to you. Always. Leonard's Gaming was up in here. Let me see. And Karl Masbaf was up in here. The water to all y'all, man. We will be back next week. I think I want to go in depth into the most wonderful time of the year, Christmas.
Right.
Definitely go into that and break that down, or maybe I might just wait. Possibly I might just wait. Not this week, next week, but the week after, which is Christmas actually falls on that Wednesday, but that is a high holy day. That is Hanukkah. And so I'm thinking about maybe having class about Christmas on that Tuesday, possibly. I can bring it out the Tuesday before Hanukkah. I'll see if I can get that done. And next week I'll just bring out some information. Maybe we'll talk about the Shield of David, the Star of Molech, or something like that. All right. So shout out to y'all, brothers and sisters, for rocking with me. I will see you next week. With that, that's the class. Let's clap it up. All right. Hey, I bought the water. Shalom, Lord in Christ. All right.
Oh, no, in the bar one. Shalom in Christ.